Come stai? Welcome to the San Marino challenge, part 11. I think I haven't checked for once, but whatever. It's been an up and down pre-season. In my third year as the San Marino Calcio manager, we can just take a look at the fixtures now. We beat Istres by 3-0. Vitor Besse by 4-1. You can just change the screen layout a bit. See our goal scorers. Genoa, we gave them a good game, the money spinner, and we are only just beaten by 1-0. Aqua Fresca scored. Atalanta, we stunned them. You can see some players on good form in front of goal, others less so. Then our Coppa Italia group, we got Borgio Abojano, beat them 3-1. Prado by 2-1. We lost to Pisa by 2-1, and then we defeated the San Marino under 20s 3-1. If you want to take a look at this group, we're top despite losing that game to Pisa, and we just have to beat Rimini to secure our place in the first round, which is paramount as the financial situation is truly atrocious. It's nearly €2 million in the red. We've been losing a hell of a lot of money, haven't made so much. Last season, look at all the money we made. We've made nearly more of that already. It's all about getting out of the division now. I made a push to the board. I asked, let's go for promotion. Yeah, so very big pressure. Could be the end of the challenge if I fail to live up to the expectations, but you have to go for it, I'm afraid. There's our new league table. We got some new teams like Ascoli, Gubbio, L'Aquila, Messina, that sort of thing. So let's look at our transfer business. Because I had a reduced wage budget, you can see it here. It was 43,000, but it was slashed to 39,000. I cut the budget down to 0 as well, so there was plenty of trimming to be done. Released a hell of a lot of youth players who are still in contract, so that cost the club a ton of money. Very disappointing. So blah blah blah. We start with Vittorio Ferrero. He's gone. We had him in the co-ownership deal, but I didn't put in a good enough bid for him, and that meant he went back to Juventus, and you're going to see in a moment why this is actually turned out to be such a disaster. I'd love to have him back, but at the minute it's not going to be the case. Luigi Cipriani's gone, Christian Cacatore's gone, Mariano Fernandez is gone, Salvatore Del Sole is gone, Matteo Vitaioli released, Alessandro D'Antoni released, Manuel De Santis released, Luca Maginelli released, Andrea Nobili released, Luca Rivi and Alex De Vigo, I sent them both on loan to the same club, the same feeder club. And then Marco Ingrao, unfortunately, I sold up. His stats, they're getting better again, but when he was with me, they were just getting really poor. Oh, he's actually injured again. Oh god. Yeah, so I didn't lose out on selling him, I'm afraid. No money made from transfers. But incoming, we got Marco Villanova. His co-ownership deal has been terminated. We now own him, all of his contract. Matta Migiani, he's also our player, even though I don't want him. Palermo didn't bid, and neither did we. Mattia Desolé, he's officially part of the club. He's looking good, but he's been called up to the Swiss under 20s, so we won't be seeing him properly. I don't like playing players that will be called up in the near future. I like to give them their chance. Lapadula is our player. Thrilled with that. He's a really good talent. He may not have the stats, but he really does outperform some of those. Now, some of the players you're going to meet for the first time. Simone Passa was released by Inter Milan, and I think I've gotten a real coup here, a real steal. Some of these stats are quite high for a 19-year-old already. Nothing too spectacular, but you've just got to love the 5-star potential and the 3-star current ability. It's terrific stuff, and I really hope he can grow with San Marino and stay loyal to the cause for as long as possible. We missed out on some strikers. Carrarese took both of our targets, who were Italian. Alessandro Marotta, he went there. We tried to get him, and so did Alessandro, or Danilo Alessandro. What a disappointment that proved to be. But instead I went in a French direction, and I started off with Quentin Ballet, from, who was it again? It was Limoges Saint Didier, but he's a former Lyon Academy player. He's done alright. He scored some goals in pre-season, and I hope he can be a good support. Then our next striker, Madi Moussa Traore, part Malay and part French. He is going to be hopefully our target man. He's got great pace, heading, penalties, a bit low on finishing, but generally these physical attributes are what we need. I reduced the striker count considerably, considering how many we had last year and how many didn't get to play. In between those signings, Leonardo Massoni has come along to the club, but he's been injured. The bloody hip injuries hurting me again. 5 to 7 week layoff. Absolutely devastated with that. But he has some good stats. Not the best defender I could have had, and they are all snapped up at this stage, but I'm trying my best. We got some loan deals. Cisse from Sierra Leone. He has, again, the physical stats are incredible for a player like him. Very cheap loan package. He didn't have to pay all his wages, but the technical and mental attributes are the ones I want to improve. And maybe Parma will give him away again on a nice free transfer, but again he's going to be called up internationally. And our last signing for the loans was Stefano Castellani, another striker, but he can also play attacking mid, left or right. So he's got decent enough stats, but I don't know how often I'll play him. But injuries and international commitments have absolutely bit us on the arse. I mean, because we had so many injury problems, I just picked a draft squad after the San Marino under-20s game, and both Andrea Caroppo and Nicola Principali got injuries because of training, and Caroppo was doing so well as well. Principali has really been injury prone. Yeah, so that is extremely frustrating. His career is going down the pan. 5 to 6 week injury, absolutely devastating. But it does mean Simone Passa steps up and maybe he will take his chance, but for God's sake, the injuries have been awful. Matteo Bianchetti, probably our better centre back. He's a very talented one, only 20. He's going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks. Key games are going to be lost without him, so we've barely any defenders, and I'll talk about what I'm going to do about that. Samuel Sorbera got injured against the under-20s. He's out for 2 to 3 weeks as well, which means the player I wanted to graduate into the first team squad anyway, Gianmarco Vagnini, he's going to have to deputise and make his debut against title favourites Piacenza. Like, how hard can you get? So we've only got Delcourt and Barba. We only have them to play in central defence because Guido Stella's gone on international duty and he got walloped by Poland. Nicola Principali's injured, and that like the strikers, whatever about the strikers, I can deal with 1 or 2 strikers getting injured, but this is ridiculous. I mean, Pastore had a brief nickel as well. It's truly, revolting how much these injuries have kicked me in the backside. So our season is going to start very difficult. It couldn't be worse ask. Piacenza away from home, not looking forward to it, even though I was just a week ago. Then we have a nice long list of fixtures. Looking forward to the Latina game, for example. Ascoli, our big club, on the decline. We play them at home first, which is nice. Carrarese, I want revenge on them for taking the strike force I could have had, and then we play Pogi Bonzi. There's no Serie A or Serie. There's no team cup. There's no Italian cup fixtures for me. It's purely all about the Coppa Italia. for the lower league teams. It's kind of hard to think I'm only in the equivalent of League One in this is the equivalent to League One in England, and it's going to be a difficult season if these injuries are going to kick in. My solution is to try and make another French connection. Alexandre Chakwan, I believe is the pronunciation. He's got good stats already, but I really do not like having to sign all these young defenders. I mean, the oldest guy is 26 because I released Cipriani and Fernandez. It may be a mistake, but it may be a blessing in disguise having such good youth defenders, because we do need them. Otherwise, our staff, I didn't really talk about them. We still don't have, I was hoping to get a new assistant manager, but that's not been the case. We got 2 more scouts in. He's not too bad, Lo Console and Dario Casale. But our best scout is still this gentleman, Regis Lagues. Fantastic scout, particularly with judging player potential, and that's probably why I've been getting so many French players in. I think I included more coaches now. No, I don't really think I have actually. But let's just see, what was my history staff. Yeah, so so that's really all I've done with respect to staff. Yeah, I don't want to keep the time above 10 minutes, 15 minutes, something in that area. Last year's Serie A champions were AC Milan, and so far that's how it looks. Who was it who won the cup? It was the Coppa Italia. It was Udinese, yeah. So my world class reputation, or whatever it is, the continental rating, it's gotten me a lot of job offers, but I've had to turn them all down. There was Millwall, there was Stoke and Sunderland. They all wanted me in the dugout, but I said no, because it's obviously part of the challenge. But I still cannot get a hold of the San Marino job, for the simple matter that I just don't have enough trophies in the cabinet or whatever. As I mentioned before, they lost heavily to Poland. A lot of the players used to be mine, and you can see, look at that, the Montenegro game, 11-0. I mean, how about that? And Jovetic, their star man, didn't even score. That is ridiculous. This squad needs some lethal injection of talent, and I have to do it for them. And even though we still have talent coming in, we can't afford any youth upgrades whatsoever. So I still think San Marino are screwed for the next 2 years minimum before we can start to get some decent players. Yeah, I'm extremely worried about that. But what is else to say? The episodes will, the series will return to your YouTube computers, or YouTube queues, or whatever you want to put them in, when I reach the January transfer window. I suspect more injuries are inbound. I don't know who is going to be unlucky, but I'm absolutely peeved that we've lost so many defenders, and I have to rely on young guys, because I was cautious with my signings, because the wage bill isn't good. We're trying to keep it to roughly 500 in we're trying to keep it within €500 above my target, and with this new defender possibly incoming, that's what we're going to have to deal with. So yeah, thank you for watching the San Marino challenge, and tune in next time, where hopefully we'll have some more positives and very few negatives to discuss as we bid for place in Serie B next season. Bye for now.